Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into this awesome fantasy quest where the battlefield, well, it's not a field at all. It's a world made entirely of mirrors. We're going to break down how our hero has to navigate this insane labyrinth of illusions, all cooked up by a villain whose power comes from something superhuman. Good old-fashioned jealousy.
So right out of the gate, our hero, Hatim, is in some serious trouble. He's been trapped by this powerful sorceress, Malike Hosn, inside a world made of mirrors. Her goal is pretty straightforward and, terrifying. Lock him in this dimension of reflections for good.
So that's the big question, right? How do you even begin to escape a prison that's made of illusions? Let's dig into Hatim's strategy and see how he tackles this crazy, treacherous mirror world.
So once inside this mirror world, Hatim comes face to face with his captor. Malike Hosn throws all her dark magic at him, but get this, it does absolutely nothing. Turns out, Hatim has this powerful talisman that just makes her spells totally useless. Well, she is not happy that her magic failed, so she completely switches tactics and just goes for pure brute force. Demonic guards appear out of nowhere, and they completely overwhelm Hatim and his friend, Hobo. They're captured and then thrown into another mirror. I mean, talk about a prison within a prison. Their situation just got a whole lot worse. And this really brings us to a super important point. Why is Hatim even doing this? Why is he risking everything? See, this isn't just some random adventure. The fate of an entire world is literally hanging in the balance here. And it all comes down to this one single mystical number, 7. Hatim's entire quest, the whole reason he's here, is to find the answers to 7 questions that seem pretty much impossible to solve. And the stakes, they are unbelievably high. There's this evil sorcerer, Dajjal, who's put a death curse on Prince Siraj. On top of that, he's threatening to force the prince's sister, Princess Sunaina, to marry him. The only way to stop all this is for Hatim to solve these 7 riddles. If he fails, Dajjal's dark power is going to completely consume the kingdom. No pressure, right? So even though he's trapped again, Hatim is not the type to give up. He manages to find a way out of his little mirror cell, only to walk into this huge hall filled with endless reflections of a mysterious young woman who's also trapped. Now, to find the real person among all these illusions, he doesn't use magic or force. He uses his brain. He carefully looks at every single reflection and spots this tiny, tiny detail that the magic missed. One of them is actually breathing. So he shatters that specific mirror, and boom, he frees her. She tells him her name is Maya. Okay, so this is where things get really juicy. We finally get the villain's origin story. Maya reveals that she and the sorceress were once sisters. The oldest, Jasmine, became insanely jealous of the youngest sister, Aishwarya, and her incredible beauty. So in a fit of rage, Jasmine used dark magic to literally steal that beauty for herself, transforming into Malike Hosn. And to hide her terrible secret, she imprisoned her own 2 sisters. Just wow. So now that they know the dark secret behind the curse, Maya tells them how to fix it. To destroy the entire mirror world, Hatim needs to get his hands on a special magic ring and put it on Aishwarya's finger. But of course, getting that ring means facing another deadly trial. And the path to that ring leads them to their next huge challenge, a giant magical chessboard. And believe me, this is no ordinary game of chess. Hatim literally has to play for his life. The rules are brutally simple. The king piece on the board holds the magical ring. If a team wins the game, he gets the ring. But if he loses, well, the game itself will kill him. The stakes could not be higher. The match kicks off, and it is a complete disaster for Hatim. His magical opponent is a master strategist, and it's just taking his pieces off the board one by one. He is losing, and losing badly. It really looks like his quest and his life are about to be over. But right when it seems like all hope is lost, Hatim just digs deep. Through sheer willpower and some brilliant last-minute strategy, he manages to completely turn the tables. He checkmates the king, wins the match, and finally gets that all-important ring. What a comeback. Okay, so with the ring in hand, Hatim and Maya press on, and they finally find Aishwarya, who's trapped inside this crystal case. But just as they get to her, the final showdown begins. You guessed it, Malik-e-Husn shows up, and she is furious that he's made it this far. She attacks, knocking the ring right out of Hatim's hand. Then she creates dozens of identical copies of herself. It's her last-ditch effort to confuse and overwhelm him with one final crazy illusion.
But Hatim isn't phased. He stays focused, relying on his skill to cut through the chaos. He methodically takes down every single illusion until he's face to face with the real Malika-e-Husn. In one final battle, he defeats her, ending her reign of terror and finally breaking the curse on her sisters.
So, with the sisters finally free and reunited, Hatim can get back to his main mission. He asks them about Dajjal's first riddle. What is something that, once you've seen it, you just want to see it again and again? And it turns out, the answer was right there in front of him the whole time. Aishwarya tells him it's her own legendary beauty. It was so captivating that it literally inspired the riddle and, as we know, drove her own sister mad with jealousy.
The second Hatim understands the answer, the magic of the quest kicks in. Miles and miles away, the evil sorcerer Dajjal actually feels his dark power start to weaken. At the very same time, the cursed Prince Siraj is partially healed. It's the first real sign that Hatim is on the right track.
And there you have it. The first trial is complete. The mirror world is crumbling, the sisters are free, and Hatim has the first of his 7 answers. He's won this battle, for sure, but the war against Dajjal is really far from over.
So, with his work here done, Hatim and Hobo say their goodbyes to the very grateful sisters. There's really no time to celebrate, though. The kingdom's fate is still on the line, and there's another riddle waiting for him.
And that leaves us with the next giant puzzle on his plate. Do a good deed and cast it into the river. What in the world could that mean? And what kind of insane dangers is Hatim going to have to face to figure this one out? You can feel it, right? His epic quest has only just begun.